Students, moving on towards our next chapter in the section Grammar in a Nutshell. Today we are talking about quantifiers. Now, quantifiers refer to the amount or quantity of something. Some quantifiers are used with countable nouns, some with uncountable nouns, and there are some quantifiers can be used with both. So, what are these quantifiers? Much, some, a lot, all, both, etc. So they are also called indefinite articles. To be very precise, we'll talk about this. Some is generally used in affirmative sense, that means positive sense, that yes, we have something. There is some evidence that he is guilty. I have some good ideas on this topic. Some can be used in questions when we expect answer yes, that means the affirmative again. Would you like some coffee? So the person who is asking the question is expecting it an answer in yes only. Could you give me some examples? Right? Any is generally used in questions when you ask whether something exists or not. It is also used in negative sentence. So some is used for positives and any is also used in negative to say that something doesn't exist. Like, do you have any advice to offer? It hasn't made any difference. So it refers to no difference or negative remark. Any is also used in affirmative sentences before plural nouns and uncountable nouns when you refer to a quantity of something which may or may not exist. Let us see with the example. Check if you are in any doubt. So doubt is uncountable. Check if you are in any doubt. So something which may or may not exist. You can stop at any time you like. Time again uncountable now. Then we move on to little, much. They refer to amount and quantity. Little is used to emphasize that there is only a small amount of something. Very small amount means little. There is little water in the jug. Now we see there is a little water in jug. A little means quite negligible amount. And when we say the little, it means the entire amount, however little, less, few in numbers is there. Then we move on to much. Much emphasizes a large amount. So little and much, you can see they are quite opposite to each other. Both are used with uncountable nouns. Little, like I said, little water. Water is uncountable. Much, we have made little progress. Do you watch much television? A great number but uncountable. A little refers to a small amount of something without any emphasis. I have to spend a little time in Delhi. I have a little trouble these days. Quite negligible, no emphasis. Then we move on to few and many. These are used before plural countable nouns. Few emphasizes a small number. Few students are present today. Now, when we talk about little, we say with uncountable. Few with countable. This is the difference. Again, much is used for large amount but uncountable. Many is used for large amount with countable nouns. Few emphasizes a small number. Few students were present today. They were so few that we can count on fingers. Many people went to welcome the Prime Minister. People is a countable noun. But if we had to say crowd, we would have used much. Much crowd. That place was much crowded. But people, countable, so we would use many. A few refers to a small number without any emphasis. Like we did a little, again a few. They stayed in London for a few days. More, less, and fewer are comparative determiners. We can see comparatives. More is used before plural and uncountable to refer to a quantity or amount of something which is greater than any other. It is also used to refer to an additional quantity of something without then. Like, he does more work than I do. When we use then, it means we are talking about the countable nouns. If we use it without then, that means additional quality of something, additional quality as well as quantity of something. Like, his visit might do more harm to them. We need more information, additional information. Less. Less is used to refer to an amount of something that is smaller than another amount. It is quite clear that less means we are referring to smaller amount. It is usually used before uncountable nouns. The poor have less access to education. He finds less time for his hobbies. Fewer again we used for a smaller group of things but in plural. So little, less, they are used for uncountables, but few and fewer is used for countable nouns. Like, fewer students pass the examination. There are fewer trees here. Then we move on to all. All requires a plural verb when followed by countable nouns. All prisoners cannot be treated in the same manner. All requires a singular verb which is followed by uncountable nouns. Like, all that glitters is not gold. All is requiring a singular verb, that is gold. Both is used to talk about two persons or things of same kind. If the different things which are of same kind, we will use both. And both is followed by and. He held mangoes in both hands. Both Ramesh and Rakesh are good players, so they are of equal rank. Either, neither refer to two person or things, but usually indicate only one of them. Same thing goes with neither in the negative sense. See, take either half, they are exactly the same. Either half means any of the two. Neither statements is true. That means none of the two statements is true. Either can mean both of two things, especially when used with and or side. They stood on either side of the bed. That means both the two things, both the two sides of it. Each and every refer to all the members of a group of persons or things. When we think about the members as individuals, we use each, and when we make a general statement about all of them, we use every. This is quite confusing some of times. So always remember this thing. When we think about the members of a group as individuals, we use each, and while we are taking a general statement about all of them, the same group even, we use every. How? Each seat was covered with a white cover. So we are talking about each particular seats. We are talking about the individual seats. They rushed out to meet each visitor. Each visitor, that means particularly. Now, the new development can be seen in every village. In a general way, every village. Still, each and every means one. But see the difference when we are taking them as individual or a general view. Every child would have milk every day. Means every child of that particular group would get milk. Each can be used while talking about two people or things, but every is used for more than two. Right? One. Though each, every, they also means one. But how they are used differently. When we have been talking or writing about a group of people or things and want to say something about a particular member of the group, we use one. It is used instead of a and an and is more emphatic than a and. Like we had one case which dragged for a couple of years. If we would have said we had a case, then it could mean any case, not a particular without any emphasis. But when we talk about we had one case, that means we are emphasizing on that particular. I know one household where that thing actually happened. One particular household, not a. One woman novelist wrote that they criticize her all the time. Now, one means that particular one woman. If we had said a woman novelist, that means any of the women novelists could say this thing. As a pronoun, one should be followed by appropriate cases of one, like one should do one's duties. Moving on to another. Other. What is the difference? Another is used with singular countable nouns to talk about an additional person or thing of same type, which we have already mentioned. Like, could I have another cup of tea? So it simply means that I have taken a cup of tea already. I am wanting another one that is the same coffee. He opened another shop last month. That means he already had shops. 5 officials were sacked and another 4 arrested. It is also sequential. Other is used with plural nouns or sometimes with uncountable nouns. Other people must have thought like this. Other is not particular, another is particular. They are either asleep or absorbed in play or other activity. So other is used for journal talking. Enough is used before uncountable nouns or plural nouns to say that there is much of something as is needed. Like it had enough room to store all the information. Now enough information is uncountable. Something should be added. That means it had enough rooms. Enough means you can add as many things or information. They were not getting enough guests. Moving on to most. Most indicates nearly all in a group. Nearly all, not each and every. See, most people recover, but the disease can be fatal. Most farmers are still using the old method. We are not saying every farmer is using or each farmer is using. You can make the difference between each, every, and most. Several usually or generally indicate an imprecise number that is not very large but more than 2. I had seen several times before. There were several reasons for this. So I hope this was a quite confusing topic, but if we go through the details, it would be the easiest one and enhance and enrich our vocabulary. Thank you.